another one.
What's your ideal work environment as a tester? So I'm curious about your experiences and preferences in working in the software testing world. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the following. What's your favorite type of company to work for? Is it a big team, a small team, startup or established corporation, remote, in-office, or hybrid? Why do you prefer that particular work environment? Which companies, in your experience, offer the best career progression opportunities? And how do you typically evaluate a company's potential for career growth? We all know they claim to offer massive progression opportunities during interviews, but that's not always the case. How important is a tech stack when you're considering a job? Oh my God, that's a lot of questions. What's your favorite testing job so far and why? Anything else that might not listed, but you think is important? All right, you listed a lot, so we're not necessarily going to go into each one of those, but we're going to do our best. We got 14 people watching the show as well. Shout out to you. All right, let's start the timer. And that's all right. So what's my ideal working environment? My ideal working environment is where I have the freedom and flexibility to be innovative as a QA engineer. So what do I mean by innovative, right? So that means that I get to help structure the shape of the team, the quality of the team as well. So pretty much on all the roles that I've been on, except for this one, they've had no automation framework in place. Like they never even had automation, right? So I came in and I introduced automation and I set up the framework. I set up the reporting. I set up the test, like the test case management system, how it gets tracked, how they get updated, the automated test, the API test, all that stuff, right? And would that be my favorite, or would that be ideal? I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. I had tons of fun figuring that out. But as well, though, in my current role, they had all of that stuff already established, and coming into working on an existing framework. And this is the way that it works. We have a company-wide automation framework, and then inside of the team that I work with, we use that framework and we extend it so that we can build upon our own necessary testing tools. So, and guess what? I love them equally. Because guess what? I am able to expand, and I've taken what we have, like what we had at the time, to new heights, figuring out new repos, new ideas, new ways to automate, new ways to validate. And now our testing is so much more robust, and it provides us so much more confidence. So so for me, I'm very flexible because I'm going to put my thumbprint on whatever environment that I'm going to be in, because I'm always going, I just need that space to be innovative. I need that space to explore. And let's say, and here's the thing, right? Even if I don't have the space to explore on the job, I'm going to explore on my own. For instance, on Thursday nights, on Sunday afternoons, on Monday and Wednesday mornings. So that I'm like, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? And then I'm going to bring it back to the team and say, hey, I found this, I found that, and this is the benefits of using it. Because a lot of times we just find these things out, but then we don't offer why it would be useful to the team. So, offering that, making presentations, all that good stuff, right? So, what is my favorite type of company to work for? A big team or I guess I don't know what you mean by what type of company, but definitely a software company. I don't like working for companies that are something else, but they have a tech department. I like to work for actual tech companies because it's a single vision in mind, where a company can be doing something that a tech company can be providing something that is not necessarily tech, but it's the technology that powers it. For instance, Tesla, for all intents and purposes, they build cars, but they are a technology company that is producing cars as well as other stuff. So I want to work for a technology company. That is like my baseline, all right? I worked for a pharmaceutical company where I was on the tech side, but I think it was more to my detriment than anything else, right? So startup, big team or small team, I kind of like small teams because there's more collaboration available. Because I've heard of some people working on a team of 20 people, And for me, that's kind of crazy. I worked on a team with like 15 people before, but I was the lead QA person on it. But I like a small to medium sized team where, especially in a Scrum environment, I like Scrum environment. Let's see, startup or established corporation. I would probably prefer an established corporation at this point. I don't mind a startup, but with the startup, it is very, very messy. But on a startup, you do get the chance to put your even stronger fingerprint on the direction of things can go. There's a lot of room for learning as well at a startup. But I also think but even me working at an established company, I still learn a lot. So it's what can you make the most of, right? So remote, in office, or hybrid. I am definitely going to say remote because I hate commuting. And I'm like, when I commute, there's a lot of time that I feel that I'm wasting. Sitting in a car driving, I feel like I'm wasting so much time, right? So I'm going to go for remote, but I wouldn't necessarily mind hybrid as well, because I like to collaborate with people see people face to face for enough, right? It's not like an everyday thing, but yeah, I would definitely say remote because I can do so much more remote, get so much more accomplished. Why do you prefer that particular work? I just explained that. Which companies in your experience offer the best career progression opportunities? So it all depends at the end of the day, because here's the thing with career progression. The lower you are in a company, so let's say you get started as a junior software engineer, as a junior QA engineer, you are like, there's going to be a lot of you. So now let's say you get up to a level 1, level 2, a senior. The higher you go, the less that there are, because they're not going to be a million seniors. And then let's say you get to a lead or a manager. There's not going to be a million managers, not going to be a million leads, because then why would you have everyone as the lead? So all companies, like, while they do have a career progression opportunities, they're going to be limited to a certain extent, because the higher you go up, there's only going to be so many opportunities. And if it's a company that people don't really leave because they have good companies, they're a good company, then there might not be a spot open for you. But I am a firm believer of, if the company that you are at does not have room for you to grow, then you should be looking at other opportunities outside, because you should never be too attached to a company, because you have to see what is your opportunities to grow. If a company's not doing for you what you need, then you are like, I believe that you should be looking elsewhere, right? So that is my thought on what is my ideal work environment.
I walked in the room, felt like a king. With my polished resume, I thought I could swing. They asked me about skills I claim to know, but deep down inside, my mind was moving slow. A smile on my face, but I felt it beneath. The truth creeping in, yeah, it stole all my belief. Caught in the lie, what a tangled web I weave. Thought I was sick, but they just wouldn't believe. Next week they'll call, I already know the score. I'm just hoping they won't slam the closing door. They nodded politely, asked me a lot, but every single answer, man, I just got caught. Thought I had it all, confidence on high. Now I'm just a fish lost in the sky. As I left the room, I could feel the weight. A decision was brewing, and it felt like fate. Caught in the lie, what a tangled web I weave. Thought I was sick, but they just wouldn't believe. Next week they'll call, I already know the score. I'm just hoping they won't slam the closing door. The closing door. and clear as can be. Honesty's the way, yeah, that's the key. The closing door. I walked in the room, felt like a king. With my polished rhythm, I thought I could swing. I walk in the light, what a tangled web I weave. Ooh, thought I was slick, but they just wouldn't believe. Next week they'll call, I already know the score.